It's very difficult, and they're going to be really proactive in trying to get it venued in some place where a lot of retired police officers are living. You saw them do that with the Rodney King case when they prosecuted those officers. So don't underestimate the government's ability to cheat. Now, in addition, this is a difficult case for the government. I'm going to say why. And I don't like saying it, but I got to tell the truth. And here it is. If you watch the video, as soon as they try to handcuff the gentleman, number one question is, did they have enough probable cause to effectuate a lawful arrest? Because if they did, the officer has not committed a crime yet. So the answer is yes. Suspect of driving under influence, he has the right to arrest him in that moment all day long. And the law says that you as a citizen have to subject yourself to that arrest, even if you disagree with it. The law says you cannot resist arrest. We as citizens have given away our power to object to an arrest, and we trust that these individuals, these officers, will effectuate a lawful one and one that does not use excessive force. So when he starts wrestling with the officer, that's a no-no. That is that gentleman, Mr. Brooks, committing a crime. When he then goes for weapons, lethal or non-lethal, now you got a bigger problem. Now the defendant in this case, Mr. Brooks, is escalating the situation, not the police officers. When he runs away, you have a problem. He's fleeing the scene. That's another crime he's just committed, and they're telling him to stop. Clearly, he sees their officers. There's rules that say we cannot do that. But here's where it gets difficult now for the government, and the defense is smart to focus on the following point. You see Rolf chasing Mr. Brooks, the officer chasing Mr. Brooks. You see what appears to be Mr. Brooks turning around and maybe pointing that taser or something like that towards the officer. And what you see the officer do is switch over the taser he's carrying so he can get his gun out, and then he actually moves over to his left and takes up a defensive or concealed position behind that red car. At that point, Brooks is turned around and is taking off. In that moment, why did the officer need to end Mr. Brooks' life? Think about it. They already know who he is. They have his car, his license plate, his ID. They've already run him on the computer. They've talked to him. They know where he's going. In fact, he's already told them he's going down to his sister's house. So what if in that moment, instead of shooting him in the back and ending his life, the officer says, fine, you're going to run away. You still got that taser? We know exactly where to find you. I'm going to de-escalate this situation, and I'm going to wait for calmer heads to prevail. There is where in the government, the prosecutors have a problem.
All right, well, it's going to be a fascinating trial. We're watching it on Court TV. There's no trial date yet, but it is on our docket. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll have more with the think tank. Stay with us. We're watching Court TV.